The first thing we don't know in the public domain is what the military ground radars were seeing. We have an area of relatively high tension politically. So we have Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, Burma, Singapore could all have their radars working, but we don't know what they've seen. And one reason for not saying what they've seen is that it would be to declare their military capability to the other people around them. However, this aircraft should have appeared on several military radars for a considerable period of time, but we just don't know where these radars are or what their capability is to track the aircraft. That could be found, put into the public domain, but then we don't know whether they were actually switched on, whether anybody was monitoring it, and whether anybody was recording the information. And then having recorded it, whether it's being declared and processed and added to the investigation. The second element of confusion is we don't know what the naval radars will have seen on board ships like frigates that monitor aerial activity. We don't know whose navy was exercising where in this area, and it's not being declared. So the US Navy have not said we were exercising here or we were not. My third significant unknown is the flight profile of the aircraft. We know where it disappeared off air traffic control radar. We know where the Malaysian authorities are saying that they think it disappeared off military radar, but nobody's saying the altitude of the aircraft along that flight profile. If it has been in a gentle descent, it could have been diverting towards an airport. If it was descending very rapidly to 10,000 feet and then flying along, then that might indicate a depressurization. If it's flown slightly lower than the normal cruising altitude, it could indicate an engine failure. But this isn't being declared. One of the most important things is what the vertical profile was at the time that it disappeared off the radar. It may well have just gone outside radar range of the Malaysian military at this point. So the range is about 200 to 250 miles. It's being reported as being a couple of hundred miles offshore. So this could indicate that it was still flying at over 30,000 feet and in a normal, conventional manner, rather than having crashed into the sea around the last known location.